Hey guys, welcome back to the Card Bazaar. My name is Coach, and today on this episode of Card Anthology, our special guest for the narration of this episode is none other than Nick from the channel TastySnackies. TastySnackies is an up-and-coming YouTuber in the Magic the Gathering community. So without further delay, TastySnackies, the episode is all yours.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Card Anthology. I'm your host for this episode, TastySnackies, and today we're going to take a look at the first joke expansion of Magic, known as Unglued. So, what is Unglued? Why are the cards silver bordered? Why are there so many chickens in this freaking set? Why can't I seem to hold down a stable relationship? I mean, why is it... Wait, what were we talking about again? Oh, right. Anyways, Unglued was released on August 11th, 1998, the same date that balloonist Steve Fawcett crossed over Africa in the world's first ever non-stop balloon flight around the world, in which he failed. Much like Steven's failure, Unglued was initially deemed as commercially unsuccessful, much like its sequel set, Unhinged. Unglued itself contains 94 cards and contained 33 commons, 22 uncommons, 28 rares, 5 basic lands, and 6 tokens. This was the first time in Magic's history in which token cards were released, and was so well received by the public that Wizards of the Coast began to produce more tokens for the game. Regardless of Unglued introducing 94 cards, the only 5 cards in the set that were deemed tournament playable were the cycle of basic lands. This is due to the fact that Unglued itself was designed to be a joke set, which was intended to parody the game of Magic, its designers and developers, and its audience. Beyond the basic land cards, each other card in the set is bordered in silver, as opposed to black, which was to help signify that the cards were, in fact, not tournament legal. The basic lands, however, are some of the most highly sought after cards in the expansion. The reason why is because for the first time ever in Magic's history, each of the 5 lands displayed a full art style, as opposed to previous land cards' art being homogeneous with the game's current card design. As far as the actual cards in the set itself are concerned with, Unglued introduced 4 unique cycles of cards. The first cycle is the Chickens, which focused on producing chicken tokens, turning creatures into chickens, and had the rare Lord Chicken a la King. The double spells, which each had a CMC of 5, and each spell used their effect twice, once upon casting, and once more at the beginning of the next game. Next were the Rock, Paper, Scissors creatures, which featured Rock Lobster, Paper Tiger, and Scissors Lizard, which each had their own specific way of dealing with their rival card types. And finally, the Teammates, which included 5 separate cards that interacted with a game that involved more than 2 players. Unglued introduced 6 new creature types, which were regrettably eliminated by the Grand Creature Type Update! These included Clamfolk, Cow, Gus, Chicken, Lady of Proper Etiquette, and the biggest, baddest, nastiest, scariest creature you'll ever see. As it turns out, when the creators of Magic design a set that's meant to make fun of their product, there happens to be a plethora of Easter eggs within the cards themselves. These include, but are definitely not limited to, the BFM, Big Furry Monster, is wearing the former 2 largest creatures in Magic, which are the Phyrexian Dreadnought and Polar Kraken, as jewelry. Rock Lobster walks on broken metal pieces, Scissors Lizard walks on scraps of paper, and Paper Tiger walks on rocks. Jack of the Mox displays all 5 of the original Moxen, and the maze pictured on the desk in Bureaucracy has no solution. In addition, each of the 94 cards in Unglued had a single word printed on the bottom of the card. Alone, these single words were slightly confusing, but when combined in proper numerical order with other cards in the set, they spell out the following. Here are some cards that didn't make it into print: Socks of Garfield, Hot Monkey Love, Colonel's Secret Recipe, Squeeze Play, Banned in France, Spoon, Disrobing Spectre, Scepter, yeah, it's Scepter, Butt Wolf, Lotus Roach, Sesame Ifrit, Needless Reminder Text, Chicken Choker, Clockwork Doppelganger, Henway, what? Help, I'm trapped in Cardamundi, Mad Cow, Poke, Lord of Wombats, Gratuitous Baybart, Brothers War Bonds, Dwarven Kickboxer, Mickey's Drunk, Packed with the Wastes, COPBO, oh, Circle Protection Body Odor. Okay, that's pretty good. Urza's Chia Pet, Thalid Shooter, Shoelace, When Chihuahuas Attack, Wall of Cookies, Kobold Ninja, Mucusar, Kelder and Outhouse, Bear in the Woods, Dental Thrall, Flavitog, and Serial Killer. Also, on the aforementioned double cycle, each card's flavor text forms the following limerick. In a duel and taking a licking, the wizard exclaimed, "I'm no chicken. I'm facing defeat, but the next time we meet, you're in for a nasty butt kicking." Unglued introduced only one new keyword, that being Denim Walk, which was featured on Heirloom Wrangler. The card itself exploits the fact that most people wear jeans, and as a result is virtually unblockable in those specific situations. Also it was the 90s, so there was a lot of unnecessary denim jackets, and denim hats, and denim socks, and denim condoms. Moving on from that train wreck of a transition, the set also introduced the following mechanics: dice rolling and coin flipping, player enchantments, opponent manipulation, tearing, and a bevy of extra game effects, of which none were revisited in Unhinged. The set also introduced a decent amount of card designs in which found their way into tournament legal cards later throughout Magic's history. These include more full art basic lands, card art that extends over the border, which is exclusive to Planeswalker cards, watermarks in the text box, sideways printing, which is exclusive to split cards, and the BFM, the big f***ing mamma jamma, the big flippin' magic card, the big friendly giant, the big furry monster, which was the first card in Magic that required two separate cards in order to cast it. This concept would be later revisited in Eldritch Moon with the introduction of the meld mechanic. Beyond that, there's also a heap of trivia with the set. Like, for example, during Unglued's pre-release, Mark Rosewater attended his local event dressed up as a chicken in lieu with the set's champion creature type. Not to be outdone by himself, Mark also contributed the artwork for the card "Look at Me, I'm the DCI," which was meant to represent the game's creator, Dr. Richard Garfield, drunkenly and blindly throwing darts at a dartboard to determine which card was going to receive the Banhammer of Doom. Mark was paid a grand total of $1 whole for his artwork commission, as Wizards of the Coast were required to pay him an amount of money for his contribution. According to Rosewater himself, he delayed on cashing the check until Wizards made him do it, as that $1 discrepancy was interfering with the company's finances. In addition, the original artwork for the card Keeper of the Mind was rejected, as it was deemed to be misogynistic, and the artwork was later used in the Unhinged card Censorship. The card Chaos Confetti, which was a parody of the card Chaos Orb, was designed by then Pro Tour head judge Jeff Denai. The card The Ultimate Nightmare of Wizards of the Coast customer service, however, is totally unique in that not only is it one of the very few cards in Magic that has a Y in its converted mana cost, but it's also the only one in the entire game that also has a Z in its CMC. And that's the quick look at Unglued. I hope you had as much fun watching this as I was when I was forced to write this in Card Bazaar's derelict dungeon. Dude, coach, you gotta clean this place up, dude. The floor is covered in stained white bordered Stormcrows, and there's like this weird pink goo all over the walls. Like, what happened? Did you like take a few shotgun shells to the face of an Eldrazi? Hello? Is anybody there? Please help. If you can help me, subscribe to my channel, TastySnackies. I make MTG commentaries, comedic video edits, and provide deck techs. And call the cops if you get the chance, please. I haven't seen anybody in days, and like it's getting really dirty in here, and I think the Stormcrows are starting to move on their own. They're becoming sentient or something. It's